everyone, and happy Q4. It is already the first week of October, which is absolutely crazy. I hope all of you are well in the holiday planning season and are a good spot going into November and December. In this e-commerce exchange session, we're going to be focusing on paid social efforts. And I am very excited to talk all things social, not just paid social, with our director of paid social, Ragen Cooper. Hi, Ragen.
Hi, Nicole. Thanks for inviting me to chat today.
Absolutely. So first things first, we always start with a quick high-level understanding of the importance for brands of developing social strategies. I know myself, we focused a lot on marketplaces, and then we did paid media, and now we're moving on to kind of the social side. So from your end, from your perspective, why is a paid social strategy important?
Yeah, definitely. So high level, paid social is an important part of a brand's marketing strategy because the big player social media platforms like Meta, for example, are the largest digital advertising platforms behind Google. So think about it. Almost everyone you know is on social media in one form or another, and they're constantly seeing ads whether they realize it or not. Paid social allows brands to reach a unique audience in a way that is most relevant to a brand to measure performance in real time. It allows brands to reach a specific audience based on demographics, interests, behaviors, and more. This ensures that your ads are seen by the right people, increasing the likelihood of conversion or whatever your goal may be. Also, the platforms are designed by their algorithms and machine learning to reach users based on whatever their goal is. So for example, if the client's goal is to increase site traffic to the website, the platforms will show the right person the ad that will get them to the site. If their goal is conversions, the platform will show ads to the person who is most likely to convert.
Got it. Makes complete sense. So it is one of the primary pillars within a digital marketing strategy, right? It's not one that you put in the back burner. And I would say that that's changed probably over, the last 10 years, right? I know very early on it was social managed by potentially interns or new professions coming into the industry. Whereas now, if done correctly, it can be one of those key revenue drivers if you have the attribution set up, right? So with that, what are some tips that you found over, let's call it the last 6 months, that have been really helpful? So let's say that brands are already on social. What are those key things that you're changing within the brands that we work with in order to drive revenue and KPIs?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first, my tip would be to understand your audience and the goals that you're trying to achieve. So paid social is unique because there are several different platforms. While each platform can provide a full funnel strategy, they each play a unique role throughout the customer journey as well. So for example, if your goal is to drive conversions, Meta is still going to be the number one paid social platform for most brands. Even though they've had trials with data sharing updates like iOS 14, they still have years of conversion data to find the right users who will convert. Pinterest, however, takes place in the consideration part of the marketing funnel. Users who are going to Pinterest are going there to spark an idea. Pinterest is actually a search platform and social media platform in one. And over 90% of searches are non-brand. So the users who are going to Pinterest are searching for things like acne remedies. They're not really looking for a brand to purchase from. They need to be nurtured throughout the customer journey a little bit longer. But if you pair the two platforms together, you could use Pinterest to build your audience mid-funnel and then Meta to convert them.
Okay, so relationship between Pinterest being more upper funnel, Meta being more bottom of funnel, that makes complete sense. What else do you have, Ragen?
My second tip would be to have compelling creative. What works on one platform may not work on another. So for example, on TikTok, the creative needs to feel super native to the platform. It needs to feel like you're watching a trending TikTok and not a high production video ad. Also, make sure that your creative helps you to achieve your goal. If your goal is conversions, your creative needs to convey a message or a value proposition that shows why someone needs to buy your product paired with a strong CTA.
Okay, so for creative, what you're saying is that it doesn't need to be this really expensive ad, right? Simplifying it a bit more for TikTok can be actually more effective than, for example, a 6-figure commercial that you might put on other channels.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. We want TikTok ads to feel native to the platform. And the best way to do that is to use the resources that you're already using. Contact people who are posting about your product, boost those posts for ads, get UGC out there. It doesn't need to be a high production video. You can literally just take a video with your phone and make it into an ad, and it will perform way better than, a high production video.
Got it. Cool.
My third tip is to always measure and optimize. The amazing thing about digital marketing is that we are seeing results in real time. Based on the data you're seeing, optimize your campaigns, audiences, and ads in real time to achieve your desired result. You don't want to just keep investing in things that are not working. You really want to make sure that you're optimizing at all times and putting money behind what is actually working.
Got it. So switching gears a little bit, you mentioned TikTok on the creative side. I want to go back to it. Obviously, there's a ton of buzz around it. So to paint the picture, I know both of us have had several stats explaining the opportunity. So for example, I saw last week that 67% of TikTok users said that they would make a purchase while using TikTok. I think the number one feedback that we get from our brands is, yeah, you say TikTok, but are people actually going to purchase? And from the data that we're seeing, TikTok is making it easier with TikTok Shop. Users are getting more comfortable seeing an ad on TikTok and then going out somewhere to purchase. Obviously they have 1 billion users worldwide. So it's a bit of that kind of guerrilla social, or the Amazon of social. So for brands that may be a little late to the game, how are you getting them started on that platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. So every brand and everyone is talking about TikTok right now. And here at Blue Wheel, it's where we are investing a lot of our time, energy, and resources into, and rightfully so, because TikTok has nearly 160 million active users in the US a month, and they are by far the fastest growing entertainment platform ever. Of those users, they open TikTok 19 times on average a day, and 71% of them have reported they pay attention to ads. So that being said, it's super important that TikTok is a part of any brand's paid social advertising mix. In the early stages of TikTok's advertising platform, it only really worked as an awareness or funnel building play. That's because it was new. They didn't have years of data to get somebody to convert like Meta or other platforms did. But because of how fast the platform is growing and the conversion-based innovation they are releasing like TikTok Shops, we are seeing that shift towards driving more profitable conversions on this platform. Yet that doesn't mean that getting on TikTok will automatically work for your brand's goals right away. This platform is still not quite as reliable to drive conversions as Meta yet. So to answer your question, Nicole, it's less about how to get started on the platform and more about when is the right time. To get brands started on the platform, we want to make sure that they are set up for success before they begin advertising. A brand should have an organic presence and have content that is native to the platform, as we've been saying. Brands should also be investing in influencer marketing to get native content or whitelisting Spark ads, which TikTok is known for. With all that being said, to round it all out, we really want to make sure that brands have a holistic digital marketing playbook that consists of organic, influencer, creative, and shops if they want to win on advertising on the platform.
Got it. So the ad section is really like step 5. It's not step 1. So first is creating the content, creating the organic content, being able to tie in the influencers, having the right creative, potentially setting up TikTok Shop, and then posting the ads.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. We need to build that foundation.
So to tie this all back to our diagnostic tool, or our PCE, where does paid social fall? And can you give us some benchmarks that brands should focus on heading into Q4?
Yeah, definitely. I love talking about the PCE. And so to answer your question, paid social is a full funnel marketing tool. So it falls throughout the entire PCE journey. It starts with reaching a net new audience in the awareness phase and goes all the way down to reinvesting into existing audiences to get them to repurchase, increasing revenue and lifetime value. This is why it's important to not only focus on ROAS for paid social KPIs and be looking at the PCE or funnel as a whole to see how our paid social strategy is contributing to a brand's overall success. So going into Q4, which Q4 is already here, what we want to be doing right now is making sure that we are focusing on building the awareness funnel and bringing new customers into our audience to re-engage with during Cyber or any other big promo period that's happening right now. So while it's likely that CPMs will rise during this time, we want to make sure to pay attention to the awareness part of the PCE. So metrics like CPMs and scroll stop to ensure that we're getting in front of as many people as possible and getting them to engage with the brand. Later in Q4 during promos, we want to make sure that we're paying attention to the revenue and growth metrics such as ROAS and MER.
All right. So summarizing this one a little bit, right now we are increasing spend. We're probably not, we're not in our conversion yet, right? We're measuring cost per millions of impressions, and then getting into our promotional periods in Q4, then we're looking at conversion, sales, and then taking potentially our spend of all of Q4 by our total sales, not just the spend right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We really want to make sure that we're building that funnel early in the stages of the PCE. and then converting them later on.
Makes complete sense. Well, thank you for sitting down with me today, Ragen. I am super excited to have potentially some other brand stories, especially with TikTok Shop just taking off. I know you've been launching a lot of those for our partners today. So again, thank you for joining, and to our audience, thanks for tuning in. Good luck prepping for the holiday season.
It's always a great time talking about paid social.